Hey, friends. Welcome back.
Hey,
Welcome.
hey.
We are glad you're here, each and every one of you.
Hooray! Welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. This is episode 22,
Oh, Jesus.
and so where we left off, the group was hanging out a lot in the dock ward. They split the party. That's always a good idea. It's number one on the D&D strategy book.
Yeah, split the party in as many places and ways as possible and always start the fight.
Yeah.
So Dandriel and Nightbreeze, they took a shift at the Mermaid's Arms Fest Hall. This is a special evening. It's the celebration of Golden Night. It's a celebration of coin and money and transactions to the god Joaquin, and places are open all night, and they have discounts and stuff. So these two decided to take on a shift at the Mermaid's Arms. So I'm being slightly lazy DM tonight. I'm gonna start with Nightbreeze. I'm gonna have you describe just kind of a moment that you had working here. So you've been. I'll set it up where so both of you've had a. I'll say you have kind of like a uniform you were wearing. It's kind of like the nicer outfits that you were wearing for the opera, but they don't have sleeves. Sleeveless tuxedos.
Oh, you know why? Because sleeves are bullshit, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
Now you guys won't get so hot.
I mean, I am wearing an A-frame underneath this. I could make that happen, but
Mm-hmm. And you are.
I would blend in with my background.
Your shift started at 11 p.m. It's a 7-hour shift. Nightbreeze, you've been acting more like a host at the front door, a host and kind of like a bouncer. So,
They call it a hustler.
They do they have let you retain a dagger if you need one for your own protection, but basically your other adventuring gear is stowed away.
I think they need it for their protection.
And you also have a whistle if you need to call the city watch, because you're right there by the door, so you can. They do have other guards on the premises, so you can call people if needed.
Nice. Good to know. I'll stow the whistle in my pocket.
So I'll throw it to you. Just in your 7-hour overnight shift, describe some eventful scene that happened.
Well, first question: was I able to retain my snake?
I think so. Yes.
So Sleet is with me.
Yes.
My rod and my staff. Oh no!
Phrasing.
Bad phrasing.
We're starting early tonight.
We're starting early.
Rewind, delete, replace, try again. Round 2.
I have my Sleet, and my Sleet is good. So I think, where did my notes go? Yeah. So I would think that at least one time, I would say that there was this moment where I could hear some shrill, screams for muffled help, and it was somebody who was being a little bit too rough with one of the escorts, and I was keyed into this because I think Dan came running downstairs because he was delivering room service and he heard this going on, and so we wound up running upstairs. And learning from the past, this time I didn't kick in the door. I actually had a key to unlock it, and we negated the issue, and were able to stop somebody from beating the crap out of an escort.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to, with your training, you're easily able to subdue someone.
Right,
Especially
and I would also say, so that was my moment, and I would also say that there was this other time that this guy was a little too drunk, and he decided to take a swing at me, and I started getting pinned up against the wall, and Dan happened to be there again, so him and I we took care of the problem. He saved my butt, I saved his. It's all good. We'll share drinks later.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, and Dandriel, did you have a different story? You've been serving tables, you've been bussing tables, you've been delivering room service up to rooms.
I mean, largely it's the kind of things you would expect from a knight in a house of ill repute delivering room service. The table service was completely normal. The room service was a little less than normal. Make sure that I still have the thing that I think I have. I do. On at least one occasion throughout the evening. Actually, we'll just leave it to one, because more than one would be bad. Oh, there we go. I entered into a room delivering room service, and it was asked that I entertain slightly for a little while. So I was using the wand of conducting to make beautiful music in one of the rooms.
Were you scoring an event?
You could say that.
Were the guests also making beautiful music?
Probably.
They were adding percussion.
Yes. It was it's really all about the bass. But
This is why we took this job.
Yes. So after that, I attempted to think about like puppies, kittens, and nice, beautiful, nice things. Continue doing my work. Hopefully, somebody was willing to toss some money at me for the performance art, as we'll call it.
Yeah, we'll roll for tips.
Just the tips, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no more. Just for a second.
Okay. Then I would say, while you are performing with your wand, that is the time you see the familiar spectacle of a large dragonborn appearing before you. And since he has stepped out of chat for a moment, let's go ahead and roll. I'll have each of you just roll a d20.
Welcome back.
What better time? Is
18.
16.
Take what you rolled, divide it by 2, and that'll be your gold income.
Okay.
In addition to the 7 gold you got for your shift. Okay.
So
perfect.
7 plus what we just rolled divided?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's perfect that Driver X is coming back, and he has
Surprise!
no idea what happened.
Oh, man.
I don't. I did step away from this.
So you had disappeared into the abyss again,
Yes.
as you have so many times before. Do you want
Yes.
to give a quick recount of what had occurred?
So when I was last with the heroes, we were in that blue alley. I had just recovered that flaming light bulb sword thing and thrown people out of the hallway, and I was feeling great, really wonderful, and then disappeared. So in the short version of what happened was I wound up in a place, a nondescript place, which was kind of like the Velvety Pocket place. It just seemed like a big cavernous room. I walked around for a little bit, didn't find anything. Rewinds, replays.
No, it's gonna be amazing and glorious.
Anyway.
That makes this so much better. You'll see.
It's wonderful.
You stepped away at just the right time.
Lovely. So I was walking around, couldn't find anything, and so I did what I normally do, just sat down and took a nap. This happened, and it seemed to happen for many days. There was no daylight, no sunset. It was just nondescript dusk in a dark spot. And so to pass the time, the only thing I had with me, the sword that I had collected in the blue alley, did not transfer with me, which was odd. But the tome that I've been carrying around for a long time was there. So I was just passing time, flipping through the pages. I can't read the language, whatever the language is. But one thing, and I don't know if you guys did this when you were in, but you have multiple pages of paper and you would draw like a little picture and you turn the page and draw another little picture and turn the page and you flip through it and you get like this flip book. Well, this is the first time that Drav noticed that in the bottom corner of this tome that he'd recovered from his mentor, Albatosh, that as he's flipping through these pages, not every page had a marking on it. But if he flipped it fast enough, there were words. So he was able to flip it, and it was like, he doesn't know what the word is. It's like, I can't even think of it now. I didn't write it down, so this is all my imagination piece. But it was basically a word. And so he used those symbols. Like it was like a word and then a couple symbols. And he looked in the tome for those symbols, and he found pages that looked like they'd been added to. So this is an ancient tome that within the book there are now pages that have like additional script added in Albatosh's handwriting. So he just discovered this and was super excited when he starts feeling weird, like he's coming back. So he's been in a weird spot, didn't know where he was, just discovered that this tome contained something he didn't know about, and he's thrust back into wherever you guys happen to be.
So can I please reiterate? So you're in a velvety pouch that's dark, and you feel alone. You were searching for your sword that you couldn't find, so you started playing with something and got excited, and then you appeared.
No, he thrusts.
You were thrust back into reality.
Yes, all of this is true, and I am not entirely sure why, Jermaine, but I will find out right now.
I will sit back and relax.
So you come back, and as usual, you have your figurine in hand. You also have your sword in hand, and it does shed light.
Okay.
It is. You may not have known before, but I can just say it's a moon-touched short sword.
So I didn't know how to write it down, but I'll add that to my.
Yeah,
my
should be in D&D Beyond magic item.
Okay.
And yeah, you find yourself in a velvety room. It's dark. There is music playing.
Oh no, these are the kind of people that have light. I mean, they're hiring.
So a velvety room. The lights are out, but my sword is.
Yeah, your sword is illuminating the room mostly now.
Okay. What do I see?
You see Dandriel. He's conducting the music with his wand of conducting. And there is a couple on a bed.
Oh.
Fairly intimate embrace.
Oh.
And suddenly, Dreverax.
with a glowing sword.
With a glowing sword. So I appear in the room and would, as quickly as I could, take stock of the scene. Seeing my buddy Dandriel conducting makes me happy. I'm excited to tell him some news, and I turn and I see various degrees of clothes, this couple on a bed, and I just flip out and drop the sword and jump back, and I probably make a really bizarre sound, which I'm sure probably interrupts whatever is happening in this room. And I look with giant panic eyes to Dandriel, and I don't know what to do or where to go. I cover my eyes with my hand, and I try to walk away, and probably bump into something.
Yeah,
this is what's happening.
I just
this
kind
is
of
happening.
Like move him towards the door, and then I do the WB frog dance out the door as well. Thank you very much. Remembering the 9:30 show is completely different from the 11:30 show. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Like get him out in the hallway. Awkward time for you to come back.
What is going on? What are we? Where are we? What is this?
Well, how do I say this? I'm working.
Let's start with the naked people. Why music? Why naked people? This isn't the Blue
Usually we
Alley.
finish with the naked people.
Usually, well, they paid me to make music while they made music.
Makes perfect sense. Completely logical.
Yeah,
Drav understand.
We're
Moving
working.
on.
We happen to be working in a bar this evening. Nightbreeze is downstairs. He's beating people up when they need it, of course.
Okay. Okay. So we're okay. And Draverax has a headache, and he remembers that he had dropped his sword in the room with the naked people, and he just looks even more panicked and says, "Dan, I need that back."
Yep. I just kind of like open the door, reach in, grab the sword.
Just a hand. But you drag it so it scrapes the floor all the way out. It makes that really awful, like...
Well, it's glowing the whole time, too, so it's not like it's not noticeable when the light source is moving.
Oh, there it goes. So I take the sword back and I say, okay, I'm sorry. I think did I mess up? Did I mess up? Whatever. Are you still getting paid? Are they okay in there?
I assume so. It's not really my problem.
Okay. Okay. So what do you need me to do? What can I do to help? I think I need some water, maybe some food, and to forget what I saw.
Yeah, we can get you downstairs, and we can get you water, food, and enough booze that you don't remember nothing. And then
lead the way.
Well, yep, and then we'll finish up our shift, and we'll head back to the house to sleep.
Oh, okay.
So I said you probably arrive later in the morning, so you don't have to wait too long for their shift to end.
Oh, thank goodness.
But yeah, downstairs there is a fairly nice dining hall with booths. There's not as many people. It's not crowded because it's 5 a.m. But there are some people there having breakfast and hanging out. Okay. Then we're gonna switch to Lindario.
Who is not here, I take it? She's not working at this
no
brothel dining music spot?
No.
Wow. Way to win on that job assignment there, Lynn. Excellent. Why couldn't I have shown up where she is?
Because Dan has the statue.
Because you have my statue. So thanks a lot, Dan. Listen. Thanks. Drav is a very, very sheltered barbarian person. He's going to be scarred for life.
Hey, Dan never knows when he's showing up. So
That's true.
There could have been worse times. There could have been better times.
There definitely could have been worse times.
Could there have been worse times, though?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have popped back into existence while me and Nightbreeze spooning.
This is true.
But I would have just cuddled with you guys too. Right? It would have been fun. Okay. Fair enough. I sidetracked the conversation. Lindario is not in this brothel. She's got things to do. Let's turn story to her.
She's at a respectable place, being a respectable person.
Well, we'll find out. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, so they had split the party. So those two went and worked at the Mermaid's Arms. Lindario went to hide in the shadows and try to find a murderer.
By herself.
And Gus went to hide in the shadows to watch Lynn hide in the shadows.
Of course.
Accurate.
So from the description last time, it sounded like you said you were starting around midnight somewhere around here. And you were working your way north along the shoreline? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
I pretty much said I'd stay in the middle and just kind of from the lower to the top and just kind of stick to Dock Street and just kind of stop for 30 minutes and observe and then creep to the next little spot and stop and observe.
Okay, I will have you start with a stealth roll.
Okay. That is a 15.
Okay, and make a perception check.
That is a 22.
Okay. So there is a bit of extra holiday traffic out tonight. It's definitely not crowded here like it was during the Fair Seas Festival. But there's a bit more foot traffic for being the middle of the night. Interesting, there are more street lamps operating than usual for the dock ward. So the Lamplighters Guild has obviously done their extra work for the holiday. No, you did pretty good perception. You'd also notice that despite having more people, there aren't more than usual city watch patrols. They kind of just have their standard crew. Like during this Fair Seas Festival, like all of these streets were just jam-packed full of people, and they obviously brought in more people for the City Watch and the City Guard were here, and they probably borrowed personnel from other wards in the city. Tonight, most of this holiday is happening around the market, so I think maybe they extra personnel went there.
Okay.
But yeah, after about an hour of watching, you don't think anyone has really noticed you. You didn't see anything unusual going on. You just kind of watch people passing through. So if you you want to move to a new place and do again. And as you move, you notice Gus tiptoeing. He's probably about like half a block behind you.
Yeah.
Try again with another stealth roll.
Okay. 16.
16, that's pretty good. So you notice with the extra light, it's interesting because where there's more light, where there is a shadow, the shadow is darker. So that is actually giving you more places to hide in. So you think you are stealth pretty good.
Cool.
And make a perception roll.
17.
So kind of about another hour goes by. Seems about the same. I'd say probably came down. You're around here now.
Okay.
And where did I say that's one of the docks at the end of that long dock is one of the larger ships for the Sea Maidens Fair.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that dock there, and there's a good amount of traffic going up and down that dock. You see it's more traffic along here than there was in your last spot.
Okay.
All right, and you're moving on.
Sure.
All right, probably over here.
Yeah.
Okay, make your
Another
stealth roll.
stealth?
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. And perception.
And a 19.
Kinda. Let me roll. Not much is different. There is the other ship, the one that Dandrio and Nightbreeze went to. The Heartbreaker is at the end of that other nearby dock, and you do see a fair amount of traffic going there. And we lost Nick, I think. Wait a moment. There we go. And you do notice it does start to rain a bit.
Okay.
Perfect. I've been rolling on my weather table, and it's always been clear, overcast, or partly cloudy. And now we have some mood rain.
Yeah, it's a nice moody rain.
Yeah. And so it's past midnight. It is now the 6th of Tarsak. And so that works. Tarsak showers bring myrtle flowers.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
All right. And so if you're gonna move along down a bit more.
Yeah.
All right. Make your stealth roll.
19.
All right, and make your perception.
And 24.
Okay, yeah. With that, you definitely. The last time you moved, you didn't notice Gus behind you, but this time you see him. He's a little ways off, but you see him move when you move.
Okay.
Because when you move, you kind of have to step out into the walkway, and you're in the light again. But yeah, you find a good shadow between the buildings, and you kind of can crouch down and wait there. There's less traffic here. It seems people coming up this way tend to go around this block. There's occasionally some passersby, but it's noticeably more vacant here. And after a little bit, I'm gonna have you make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh. Those are always good.
Ah, 21.
21's pretty good. So you kind of have a creepy feeling. It kind of feels like if you're like when you're on the telephone, you think someone else is listening in, but you're not on a telephone.
Heavy breathing.
Yeah, it kind of just is like in your head. Something feels weird, like there's someone else around, but you look around, there's no one near you.
Okay.
And after a moment, you hear a voice. It says, "You don't act like the others. Who are you hiding from?" And it's kind of a whisper, but kind of something is otherworldly about it. It doesn't.
Oh, jeez.
It doesn't seem threatening, but it doesn't.
What did you get yourself into?
It's really creepy.
Oh god, I'm so scared. Okay.
To be fair, we've gotten away with splitting the party multiple times, so.
Well, the last thing we expected was a fight.
Is it something? If I think, can I like do some sort of check to figure out, like, if I speak back to this thing with my mind, or like aloud, like would I know like what's kind of going on?
Make another perception check.
Okay. That's a natural 20 plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds extremely close to you, but there's no one around you right now. You don't
Would I know that it's
anyone.
some sort of like magical way that someone is,
You're kind of expecting that because it doesn't make sense for something to be like that clear and that right with you. So it's probably something that's like in your head.
So I will think back, like not aloud, but like in my head say, "Who are you?"
And make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
21.
Scared me.
Yeah, that reaction was like, that's got to be bad. Oh, 20.
No, that was a good ha.
A 4.
Oh, okay.
Good ha.
And you hear it. It says, "You're looking for the drow assassin. Isn't it foolish to be alone?
Not all drows.
What would you do if you found him?"
Not all assassins.
We're good assassins.
I'll say I'm not alone.
Make a persuasion check.
Not my strong suit.
And this is all happening in your mind? This is just a conversation happening in your mind?
Yeah, because I'm not verbally responding. I got a 9.
Okay. And make another wisdom saving throw.
So much persuasive.
I have a +0, so it wasn't going to be that good. 18?
Oh, you're working for the Zentarum. Those are the friends who are with you. Did you steal the Stone of Galore? Can you tell me where it is? The Xanathar would like to have it back now.
What do I respond to first? There's so many things that he just said. So I don't know that it's called that, right? Megan knows that it's the Stone of Galore, but Lynn doesn't know.
Maxine talk about it.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. I will say I'm not with the Zentarum. and I don't have the stone. But I wouldn't be giving it to the Xanathar if I did have it or find it.
Okay, so I think two things. Make a persuasion check, followed by an intimidation check.
16 on the persuasion. Yeah, persuasion and intimidation are my 2 zeros that I've got.
So roll well. Yeah.
And 16. Okay.
Okay, you don't hear anything for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
Mind games. That is a 20.
Okay, that's really good. But I'm gonna roll some dice.
Oh no.
I knew this would happen. I knew that something would happen.
You're gonna take 15 psychic damage.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So you saved for half damage.
Oh god, I hope that's not the Mind Flayer. It's the Mind Flayer.
It's the Mind Flayer. The face guy.
Squidward.
Mm-hmm. Squidward.
Or Dr. Zoidberg, I should say.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, 15.
And suddenly the sounds of the rain and the people around you, just the smell of fish, all of that kind of fades away. And suddenly you're back home. You're in a familiar shop, talking with a gnome friend named Kalser. You're just laughing along. And this is a day that you remember. You leave town. You're on your cart. You're riding through the woods with Alistair and Nugget. You arrive at a small cabin in the woods. Why is the door open? You go inside. Everything is wrecked. There's a mess everywhere. Furniture is destroyed, and your stores of grain are scattered. And you find your mother's body.
What?
Oh.
You're so effing with me right now. Oh.
And you see the muddy goblin tracks. Immediately you pick up your longbow and your short swords, and you start tracking those goblins. And you, kind of in great detail, you just remember everything about the worst day of your life. And in a moment, it starts over. You're back in Loudwater with Kalser.
Oh.
And you travel home. This time it's a little different. You get there, and you see a goblin stabbing your mother. And you see her eyes, her beautiful elven eyes, just looking up at you lifelessly. And it starts over. You're back in Loudwater, talking with Kalser, but now he's a goblin. And you come out of the store back to your cart, and goblins are eating your horses.
Oh.
And this keeps happening. Each time it repeats, but gets significantly worse. Like the everything that is terrifying and frightening about what happened on that day just gets amplified and like duplicated.
And I'm like aware that like of it happening,
yeah,
or does it
like,
feel like the first time every time?
Every time it resets, it's kind of a little confusing, but you kind of are aware that this isn't really happening. This is a memory, but it feels very real and it hurts just as much each time.
Okay.
So make your intelligence saving throw again.
It's definitely the Mind Flayer.
15?
Yeah.
She got mind blasted.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, so that repeats for a while. You're not even sure how much time has passed. But eventually you wake up. You are back there. The smell of fish comes back, the sound of the rainstorm, just the familiar surroundings of the dock ward. And Gus is standing over you with an empty potion bottle. And says, are you okay?
I think Lynn just starts crying.
And he'll kind of like give you a hug if he's not quite sure how to comfort you or what happened. He kind of, from his point of view, he kind of was just watching you like be stealthy, and then you kind of just passed out. So what happened? What can I do? Like,
I don't know.
I could do the mouth to mouth thing if you want.
That's how you play Gus.
Always on brand.
Well done. Yep.
That's so Gus.
That's so Gus.
I think like Lynn is like, I'm probably like physically like shaking and like curling myself like with my like knees to my chest.
Yeah, and that makes sense. You've had like a major trauma.
Yeah.
And Gus is trying to help in any way he can, but he's not really sure. So that's why neither of you notice what's coming up behind you, and he gets a surprise round. Yeah, this will be a contest with...
So, Trav, how was your time in your pocket?
Yep.
Aren't you happy that you showed up there?
Yeah, in hindsight, yes.
To make a saving throw.
Yes.
God.
No,
There were two different ways you could have been scarred.
Option A. Or option
Exactly.
See,
Let's check behind.
Surprise round, Gus is grappled. So you look up and you see a large, dark figure over top Gus, and you see these tentacles just wrap around his face. And it reminds you of a nightmarish tentacle-faced creature you saw once in the sewers. And roll for initiative.
Good luck, Lynn.
Oh god. Oh god.
Gus had a good initiative. What's his modifier? Oh, that's
Negative
really good.
7.
His modifier is my brain is about to strike.
Well, his initiative modifier is +6, so he's got a...
Really?
Initiative roll. Yeah.
Wow.
I got 18.
And I didn't pre-roll this one. This one's initiative is... Oh, you guys did good on initiative. So Gus's turn, he's going to try and break free of this grapple. He got a 10 against... He failed to break free. So, Lindaro, you're up.
What sort of knowledge? I guess I know that thing is the one that probably just like messed with me. Would Lynn know?
Make an insight check.
A 16.
16. You did not know where this thing came from, and it's this weird alien creature thing. So, and it's attacking Gus, and it didn't seem friendly. So you can kind of put all those things together.
Okay. I just didn't know if I could connect it to he's the one that just like really effed with me. So.
But get some rage out of this.
It's a logical conclusion because like it's a weird thing that's suddenly happening.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. So there's like there's a different force. Okay. But he's like right next to me, right?
Yeah. So you're still on the ground. Gus was like kneeling over you, and this thing is over on top of Gus. So
okay.
They're right next to him.
I guess I'm gonna take out my short sword then.
Okay.
And like stab him in his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, make an attack.
Yeah. Cut one of his tentacles off. That'll show him. Or her. It could be a girl.
19.
19 is a hit.
Yes.
And that is for 5 damage.
5 damage. It takes damage, but it doesn't even really seem to care. It's focused on Gus right now.
And I never use my short swords. Do I have like bonus action, like the two-handed fighting to do with the other one?
I'll say yes. You can do two-handed fighting with a bonus action.
Okay. I never used them, so... okay, so I'll do the other one in his face again. And that would be a 20.
That hits.
And another 5.
Okay.
Take that, Dr. Zoidberg.
Okay, Gus is going to attempt to break free again. I dropped my dice.
The dice broke free.
Rolled into a bad place, so I'm going to pull out new dice. Gus does not break free. And actually I went out of order, so I skipped his turn, so that's fine, that helps you. So you can go again.
Oh. Okay. I will just like keep like
keep
swinging and
yeah.
stabbing him. Yeah.
So that was an error in your favor.
That is a 17.
That'll hit.
And a 7 for damage.
Okay.
And then I'll do the other sword. Ooh. And that is a 23.
That hits.
And 5 damage again.
Okay. Now the monster is attempting to attack Gus.
Bet he has grappled in his arms.
It's 18. What's Gus's armor class? 16. So that hits.
18's gonna hit.
Gotta roll some dice.
That's a lot of dice. That's 10d10, I think.
That's what
Is
I'm
it?
rolling. Yeah, that's not good. Gus takes 59 piercing damage.
Oh.
What's his?
His max health is 30.
So he's not instantly killed,
No, he is.
right?
He is with that skill.
With this attack, if this damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, the monster kills the target by extracting and devouring its brain.
Oh!
So you hear Gus scream out, and this just ungodly crunching and slurping sound as his skull is cracked open and his brain is sucked out. And that's his turn. Lynn's turn.
Okay. What, sorry?
It's Lynn's turn.
I think I do like a rage scream in his face.
Mm-hmm. Crying is a free action.
I think that's just been happening for a while. Yeah. Can I rip Gus away from him? Or did he drop him? Does he still have him grappled?
He still has him grappled, yeah.
Yeah, can I I think I would try to just grab him and get him out of there.
Make a strength check.
All things I'm really great at.
It rolled low.
I got a natural 20.
Okay. So yeah, you can wrestle Gus away from it.
Can I carry him and run?
Yeah, you will be at half speed.
That's fine. I'm just gonna run back to where I know the guys are.
Okay, that's still further north from here.
Yeah, I forget where that is in relation to my location, but
yeah, it's another block up.
I'll towards them. Yeah, I'm just gonna run towards them.
Okay, and so you are at where's your speed? So you got 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that all the action I can do, right?
Yeah, because
I picked him up.
Picking up was your action. Okay, and it is going to, let's see if this recharged. It did.
No.
It's going to have you make an intelligence saving throw.
I feel like I've already done a lot of 20s tonight, except I don't know how good my luck is going to stand up.
Oh god.
You could do it, Lynn.
It's probably only going to half my damage anyway.
Lynn, what's your remaining roll?
That is a 18.
She's at 16 out of 31.
18?
Yeah.
You successfully saved.
Okay.
So that is it for that. And so I rolled dice to see how many rounds before the City Watch would be here, and I rolled a 1. So City Watch is right around the corner and heard that scream, and they're going to, you've got 4 veterans who are entering combat. Alright, and it's Lynn's turn. Yeah, you see these 4 guys as a patrol of the City Watch come around, and they heard commotion from the scream and from your attacks, and so yeah, now they come around and see what's happening and see you running.
I think I would just like point and yell and like keep running.
Okay. You get another 15 feet.
Can I would also probably try to do like cure wounds as I'm running.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like I mean, I don't know. I would still try, even though I don't think it would work, because obviously his skull was busted into.
Yeah.
But I would still try.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and he's like the wound kind of, he's got a big hole in the back of his head, so that wound kind of heals up just a tiny bit, so it's not like just oozing blood, but yeah, it doesn't really help him. These guys are all going to one of them sees it and he blows a whistle, so it's gonna alert others in the area, but they're all gonna attack, and I'm just gonna kind of speed through the round. They all attack. 3 of them hit. I will do average damage. Okay, and then its turn. Does it get its blast back? It does. So it's going to mind blast everyone again. You have moved 30 feet away from it at this point. So yeah, you're still in range. You're gonna have to make another intelligence saving throw.
16.
That is a fail. 2 of the City Watch passed and 2 failed. You're going to take 28 psychic damage.
Okay, so I'm dead.
Are you dead or are you unconscious?
I had 16.
So
you're
you're
unconscious.
unconscious.
Okay.
And so yeah, you things around you go dark. You don't know what happens. As
Just for double clarification, was that DC higher than the book DC on purpose?
it is not higher than the book DC on purpose. It's not. It's the book DC. This might not be the creature you're thinking of.
Oh. Okay. It just has the same skills, so something different then. Oh lord.
In all of that combat, there's only one thing that I fudged from the rules. So I'll say that I as much as possible did not script this out.
Gotcha.
Before you go unconscious, you hear one more sentence in your mind when it says, "The Xanathar would like you to correct the record on who killed whom." And that's the last thing you hear before you go unconscious. All right, that was pretty heavy. You guys want to take a break there? Let's take a quick break. We'll regroup and come back. All right, we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, we're super happy. We're all back.
Dusty my camera.
Audio levels look good. All right. So, a bunch of stuff just happened.
You can hear the cries. Okay, we're good.
We spent the whole break just yelling at Steven for how evil he
And he spent the whole break just laughing.
Yeah, Yeah, like
He's going
that.
like this.
Just
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. All right, Dandriel, Draverax, and Nightbreeze. It's morning. You guys are leaving the.
Are we in
Mermaids
morning
Island.
yet? Oh, wait, no. Other morning. Got it.
Yep.
We're about to be in the other kind of morning. Yeah.
Are we morning in the morning? Oh.
Drav has had a lot to drink. Drav is not a drinker, but he's had a lot to drink in order to process what he's witnessed.
Well,
And so
did you
he's
have like
very like heavily leaning on
So I'll start
Dan
with.
and Nightbreeze.
Did you have a Dan and Nightbreeze level of? Because that's a lot.
Well, so
It's a lot.
Draverax,
yeah.
I'll have you start with a Constitution saving throw.
Great. You're gonna throw up on my boots.
That works. It's a 1. It was a 1.
Okay, so I'm not even going to give you a perception check when you come out. You are extremely intoxicated.
Wow. I'll get the 1.
It was probably just like one beer, and like that's what it was.
Which was a lot for Drav. He's a big dude, but even still. Yeah, I barely know I'm leaving that place. Is really what it comes down to.
So,
I'm never gonna be found.
Dandriel and Nightbreeze, you are assisting Draverax out, and I'll have you make a perception check.
It's a natural 1.
Natural 20.
Oh, good. At least somebody saw it.
Okay,
I was like, Dan and I are both rolling the 1s. That's bad.
so Nightbreeze, you do see to the
In
south
Gus's honor.
there are a bunch of people. There are City Watch people. There are City Guard. There are people from the Loyal Order of Magus and Protectors. You see some Kelimvorite priests. There's something going on just in the block south of you, and the road is kind of roped off.
I'm going to head that way because we are looking for
Okay.
with the boys in tow. Hey guys, look over there. Flashy light.
Drav might be singing a really bad like bar tune.
Oh, a really good bar tune, but just poorly.
Yeah, it's his best. He tries.
All right. Yeah. They begrudgingly follow.
All right.
So yeah, you walk up. There's a lot of people moving about, and there's probably some other people, just commoners on the side, like trying to look in to see what's going on.
I'd look for any of the City Watch and ask if they can explain what's going on.
Make a perception check. So,
Perception.
yes, try and find someone.
So that's a 17. Brings up to an 18.
Okay, and yeah, someone. You see a City Watch member, and when they see you approach, they'll say, "Sorry, sir, the street is closed right now. We'll have you go around the other way."
Are we still with Nightbreeze, like standing right there?
Yeah.
What happened? Why can't we get through? Is what Drav says.
This is a City Watch investigation, so we need you to clear the area.
Oh, investigation for what?
That's what we're investigating.
You're investigating
To investigate.
to investigate?
We're handling. There was a situation here where we're looking into it.
There's a part of me that's screaming, pull out the gray hand token. Are the gray hand over top of the City Guard? Or are they aligned? I would have known that by now, but I don't know it personally.
They're kind of parallel. So there's the City Watch is like the police force. The City Guard is like, so the police force is like internal to the city. There's the City Guard, which is like protecting the city from like external threats.
Right.
The Gray Hands and Force Gray are like special teams that go on specific missions.
So I'm trying not to metagame, but would I have reason to believe that Lindariel was watching? Did we talk about that before we split?
You knew that she was, like, she and Gus were looking out, like, doing the investigations you've been doing, trying to find this murderer, and you had all planned to just meet back at the hotel.
Okay. With that, we would turn and go back to the hotel.
Okay. Yep, you make your way back up Dock Street, and you make your way to the Sailor's Corner.
And it's now daytime, right?
Yeah, it's like you left there at 6 a.m., then it didn't take you that long to get over here.
Cool. Do we see Lynn and Gus?
You do not.
Nightbreeze sobers up. Hey, Drav, I know you're kind of lit. Dan, they're not here, man.
Are they supposed to be here?
Yes.
Are we meeting them here? Why wouldn't they be here?
Whoa, that's the problem. They went out trying to see if they could find a murderer.
They were hunting a murderer?
Yeah, it's the same one we were looking for the last time you popped down on us in the
like 16 episodes ago.
Ah, gotcha. The beheader guy.
3 days.
3 days. 16 episodes. We should go get him. We should go find him. What if they're in trouble? They're looking for a murderer.
We should go back to the City Wash.
I agreed. With haste.
I'm going to follow you guys.
Okay, and Dandriel and Nightbreeze, if you are not taking a long rest, you are going to gain a point of exhaustion.
Yep.
Alright. And you can head back to where you just were.
Exhaustion. I've not had to add a condition yet. Exhaustion. Oh, there we go.
Level 1.
All right, so yeah, we make our way back with haste, as hastily as we can. With 1 point of exhaustion is just the checks, right?
Disadvantage on checks.
Yeah, you have disadvantage on ability checks.
All right, dice. Now. Okay, so we make our way back.
Do Nightbreeze and Dan know where about Lynn and Gus had gone to look for this murder dude?
I don't
No.
think so.
We know somewhere in the dock ward, and they were going to try and stay not too terribly far from where we were. Like, they weren't going to be on the far, far, far end. But beyond that, they could have been throughout half of the dock ward.
Okay.
I don't think it's far-fetched that if there's an investigation of something, it might have to do with what.
Now that we've
that's
realized
what
you're
I was
not
trying to get
tell.
to, like that concept of like something was going on. Do any of us get this sense of dread? Like, is that our friends? Well, let's just go. Let's start there. Let's start back.
Yeah, that's where we're heading.
Oh yeah, I got that immediate sense of dread.
Okay.
People looking for a murderer. There's a bloody investigation going on, and our friends are missing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I needed to roll for that one.
Yeah, and the whole time I would try to talk to Sleet and say, I might need your help a little, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable to want to look into this more. Now, you've seen, like, the City Watch arrest people in the dock ward. This isn't the second or even the third time you've seen that happen. So it's not an uncommon occurrence that they have a road or an alley blocked off. But, yeah, you're trying to regroup.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're back. This is pretty much the same scene. Kind of a lot of stuff going on. You can't really see in anywhere, but there's a good crowd of people here.
Dan would flag down some member of the City Watch that's like working around it.
Make a perception check.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to look at Sleet and say, can you find Lynn? Or Gus, or anybody.
Okay.
With disadvantage, right, for the exhaustion.
Yeah.
So, waste of a nat 20 to give me an 8.
Okay. And for Sleep, make an animal handling check. That's also at disadvantage.
Oh, good. That's only a -1 for my mind. So I have a nat 20, so another waste. With a -1 makes it 15.
Okay.
For my 16.
So Sleet kind of nods at you and flies off.
Okay.
And you it takes you a minute. You find another City Watch person, and it's not the same one you talked to previously.
Same shtick. Hey, what's going on?
I'll get the same thing. Like, this is a City Watch investigation. The road is closed. We'll ask you to turn around the other way.
Pull out the Grey Hands or Forest Grey token and say, maybe we could be of assistance.
So we have it under control. We have all the personnel here we need, but we will let you know if we need anything. We'll contact the Black Staff.
Does Dandriel see him talking to the police officer?
Yeah, you're right there.
Right. Dan would like run up and interject, kind of loudly and obnoxiously, probably.
Okay.
Excuse me. What happened here? Our friends are missing, and they were around in this space. What's going on?
Who are your friends?
Gus and Lynn. Gus Talmost of House Talmost.
And
Lord of the second or third most beautiful man of all.
Very shiny. He's very shiny.
Very
shiny man. And Lindario. She's an elf that loves grass.
Lindario Leviosa.
Yeah, they'll pause for a moment and they'll say, wait here, just a moment. And a minute goes by and you see coming through the crowd is Captain Staggett that you met once before in a warehouse.
Yep.
Yes.
And he kind of just has like a stern look on his face. And it's like, you were Lord Talmost's companions?
Yes, he's our friend. He's our friend.
He's our friend. You met.
Is he back? Is he back in there? Can you tell him we're here?
There's been an incident, and
clearly there's a bunch of police around. Where are Lynn and where's Gus?
If they're in trouble, we'll figure something out. You know, he has a tendency to cause some problems, and
he may have said something. He may have said something that offended you. He's a good guy. I promise. He gave me these drapes that I'm wearing. He's a good guy.
You are still wearing the drapes.
I am still wearing the drapes.
And you can charge whatever the fine is to the House Talmost.
That's true. It's a good family. He's a good. Drav is still very intoxicated, so this is my intoxicated voice. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. All right, he's a good guy.
Great.
He's so nice and friendly, and he shines.
Like he's just like waiting for you guys to finish talking, because he's about to deliver information and he's like wants us
to be quiet.
Yep. Yeah. And it's like there's been an incident. I'm sorry to say, Lord Talmost is dead. Your friend Lindario was injured. She's been taken to the hospice of St. Laupsen, and she should be recovering there.
Wait.
Where's Gus's body?
What do you mean he's dead? How did he die? Drav is getting agitated.
It seems to be some kind of monster came and attacked him in the night. We're still investigating. It would be. I know you want to see him. It would be best if you let us do our work. We have the best. We have the best mages here to try to ascertain what happened. We have diviners to try to see what was going on, and we have the Kelumvarites here to take care of the remains.
It might not be Gus though, right? It could be somebody like Gus. You don't know. How do you know it's Gus? How do you know it's him?
We will do everything to have him identified. This isn't our first crime scene. Just trust us. We're doing our jobs. And he kind of like takes a moment and like kind of has a heavy sigh. He's like, I told him not to get involved in the Xanathar and the Zentarum. And then he with that he kind of just turns and walks away.
Where's Lynn? What hospice?
That's the hospice of St. Laupsen.
Okay.
Do I see Sleep flying around at all?
Yeah, he's kind of flying over the crowds.
All right. I'd whistle to see if I can call him back.
Sure. Make a... What would that be? A performance check?
Oh, great.
Got your disadvantage.
At disadvantage. You're going to whistle real well.
All right, my performance is a plus. First dice is a 16? 6. And a 12. So 7 to whistle for my snake.
Okay, and what's your snake's perception?
My snake's perception, that's a great question.
Yeah, exactly, Keller. It's like he's been chewing those crackers.
Perception is 16.
Okay, he hears it, and we'll come back.
Like, we gotta go, little buddy.
All right.
Let's make way towards the. Let's see if we can go find Lynn.
Okay.
All this while Drav is trying to come back to his senses, but he's struggling against the alcohol, and he's basically just repeating like they don't know it's Gus. It's not Gus. It's not Gus. Lynn will tell us where Gus is, so he's getting kind of upset. He's starting to feel a bit ill in his stomach as we're walking towards Saint.
Yeah. I'll have all of you make a history check.
2 of us at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cocked.
History check. Oh, score. 16 was my history check.
10 even.
Okay, switch things around. History check would be... What's my history? My history is a +0, so that makes it a 14.
You said 14?
Yeah.
And have any of you read through Volo's Waterdeep City Guard?
Nope.
If we take a 5-minute break, I could say yes.
So I'll say...
Would my player have? Yes. Have I? No.
Your character?
Yeah.
So you think Nightbreeze has read it?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, he knows where to go.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense since he's in a new-ish area. What he can about where he is, so...
Okay. Yeah, you've had enough nights of long rest where you only need 4 hours of trance. You could have read. Okay.
It was really well written. I mean, the pages were gilded. It's amazing.
An author like Volo, you can't put it down.
Unfortunately, because it's cursed, just like this friggin' Oh, why didn't Gus get the frog before he died?
So you guys make your way back up north. Take the high road. And cut over and find the Hospice of St. Laupson, which is the Temple to Ilmater.
We attempt to go in.
Do they have like a welcome desk in the lobby?
The doors are open, and you walk in, and you see kind of like a big mural, and it shows these like 2 hands that are just wrapped in like red cord. And looking inside, it seems to be mostly like a... I'm trying to think of the best words for it. They do kind of have like an entryway with like a welcome desk. There's someone there, but you can see into one side. They have like a room basically with just beds, and there's people there. Some of them are probably like the homeless or the less well-off people, and there are like nurses there trying to help them with any kind of ailments. So it's kind of like the ER for the less fortunate.
So Drav would go up to the desk to whoever's sitting there and say, do you know if Lindario is here? Lynn, is she here?
And they'll look through some notes. And like, yes, is it a half elf?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's right this way, and she'll like walk down the hallway, and you see these beds, and just bed after bed of just these people that look sick or they look injured, or lots of not great cases here. And then you find a bed with Lindario sleeping on it. I was like, yeah, she was brought in last night. She seemed like some kind of psychological damage, we've been treating her for that. She will recover. She's been through a lot, but praise to Ilmater, she suffered, but she will recover.
Has she stirred or awakened or said anything?
Like I said, she's been through a lot, so she's just resting right now. But
okay.
I'm going to step out for a minute. Playing Night Breeze the best that I can. I'm going to look around. Any flowers? Vendors? Grass?
If you walk back,
a tree that I could chop down with my rapier? Anything?
If you walk back into the trades ward, you can find a flower vendor.
I'm going to buy a small bouquet of wildflowers.
Sure.
Trav is just going to sit down on the floor. There's probably a chair, but he'll sit down next to the bed. Because he's, again, still trying to come to his senses. And he's just going to look up at Dan and say, Dan, what do we do? What can we do?
We'll wait for her to feel better and wake up. That's probably about it. Is there a chair nearby, by the way?
There are a few chairs. Most of them are, like, in use. It seems like not every bed gets its own chair. And there's other people here, but you could probably walk around and find one that's not in use and bring it over.
If there's not one, like, sitting right there, then I'll probably just sit on the floor, too. So Dan will probably, like, take his bedroll and, like, set it up so he can sit on it.
Mm-hmm. Have Lindario make a Constitution check.
14.
14? Okay. I will say, with the help of the healing here, you can wake up in
17
from this
days.
Point, you can wake up in 1 hour, and you will have the effects of a long rest.
Oh, that's only like 4 episodes, Lynn.
Good news.
So by then, Nightbreeze can go find some flowers and come back. And
I would find...
If we're going to be waiting an hour, Drav would probably sober up a little bit and ask if there's anything he could do to help her, like change her pillows or get new sheets or something, like if they giving her water or whatever. Like, because I know that if this is a hospital for poor people, that all the help is helpful. So he'd offer to help just to pass time because he would know what to do.
There's nothing else really to be done for Lynn right now, but they could use your help with some other cases.
Yep. And Drav will carry sheets, or he'll do those things to sort of pass time and just continue to come back and check and talk at Lynn's sleeping body.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Are you talking at her?
Well, she's not awake, so it would be things like, Lynn, I hope you wake up soon. I'm so sorry this happened. We'll figure it out. And he'd like walk away and he'd come back. Lynn, it's a really cool wing on the other side. The sun's coming. It looks nice. Walk away. She's still, she didn't hear it.
I imagine Dandriel would have wound up falling asleep, sitting there on the floor after not sleeping for over a day.
It's probably wise. Your body sort of takes over at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'd be like leaning on the edge of the bed.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. After some time, I guess you can all regroup and Lindario starts to wake up.
So she stirs?
Yeah.
And we're there?
Yep.
Lynn! And I realize I'm speaking too loudly. Lynn! Hi! Are you okay? What happened? We're all here. We're here.
Yeah, and you don't remember anything else since last night. And now you're waking up to driver X.
That's Drav. That's Drav. He can't help it.
With the creepy smile?
He can't help it. It's the most, like, he's trying really hard because he doesn't know how to deal with this. So it's like, are you okay, Lynn? Can you hear us? Do you need anything? Some water?
And I'm imagining that just, like, probably my head, like, is, like, completely splitting, like, headache.
It's actually not that bad. you've
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much healed to full. You might
Okay.
have kind of like a fog, and like you feel hurt more emotionally than physically.
Okay. So I would look around and I would probably just say, Gus, where is he?
He didn't make it.
Well,
That-
we don't know that. They said it was Gus, but they didn't know. We didn't see him. So we don't know, right?
That thing, it was,
What did you see?
he ate its brain.
Gus ate somebody's brain?
No, something ate his brain. I don't
What?
even, it was
Can
awful.
Dandriel make a check of some type to combine things that he knows that eats brains?
Yeah.
Possibly.
So the history check.
With disadvantage.
DM, I'm slipping into winter.
Okay.
Alright, and that was a history check?
Yeah.
With disadvantage, 16.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of Illithid. I don't know if you've ever encountered one or seen one. You can
Probably not.
you can say that in your backstory if you have or not. It's up to you. But
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely
that's friends with one.
With your
But wait, didn't we encounter a mind flayer early on? Was this not the same thing?
So, but Dandriel wasn't in the room.
Oh,
And when he asked for them to describe it, he couldn't figure it out because they were just going.
got it.
And did we figure that Nightbreeze not know player or Illithid was?
Nightbreeze
You
didn't
did
know.
not know.
Right.
Dandriel would have heard of it from his travels in the Underdark. It's
Right,
like on
that's
the
fair.
list of like,
Absolutely fair.
look out for these while traveling in the Underdark.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like it's reasonable that I would have some. Oh jeez. Okay, yeah, he wouldn't say anything out loud off immediately because that's just. Probably
You have more tact than Drav does. That's wise. That's wise. So Drav would say, Lynn, are you okay? What did it do to you? You've been out for. We've been here for about an hour, and I don't know how long you were here before that. Are you okay?
No, we have gotten ourselves into something way beyond what we can. That thing knew me. He came after me. And he knows everything. The last thing he told me was Xanathar wants us to correct the record on who killed who. And they want that stone. We're way over our heads here.
Well.
So,
Correct.
go ahead.
I mean, if he's asking about a record thing with stuff, is that what was that about? Was that about the warehouse? No. Maybe the sewers?
I don't really know.
You guys know that since you left the sewers and that reporter talked to Gus, Gus has been boasting about how he killed the Xanathar.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy.
I wouldn't wish what he did to me on anyone.
Maybe we should just go back to Trollskull Alley and rest for a little bit and see if we can get more information about what happened in the morning.
It is morning.
Is it morning still?
It's morning.
It is still morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And nurse will come around and be like, "Oh, you're awake. Praise the crying god." And just like come up and like check you and do like the hand on the head to check for a fever and the basic vitals. And glad to see you're doing better.
Is she allowed to leave? Is she allowed home?
Yeah, the city watch said you were free to go, but they might come back for questioning. So make sure that you are basically available. Don't go run off. Don't leave the city.
Lynn, do you feel like you're ready to leave, or do you need more time before we leave here?
We can go.
Okay.
Let's go back to Trollskull.
So Drav says to the nurse, "Well, thank you and all the hands here for taking care of our friend." And then Drav turns to leave.
And those basically say, "Well, send the thanks to El Mater." Sure, people suffer.
Send El Mater my sword.
Like people hurt and people suffer, and that's good, but they'll get better.
Very somberly as we walk by the front desk, I would take out uno momento.
His rapier and attack them. I don't know why, but that's what he's doing.
I would take out 2 gold and I would just say thank you for what you did for our friend, and without even looking, just walk out, leave the 2 gold on the counter.
Okay. Yep,
and if Gus were here, he would pick those 2 gold up. And Drav thinks that as he walks by, and does not take the gold.
And I'll remind our Night Breeze you have a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, I would have.
He's just been holding on to them this whole time, awkwardly, just standing with them.
With a sad face. No, I would have given those. My intent was to put them
Like
by her
almost
bedside.
immediately. She would have gotten.
So
them.
I would have given. I would have. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Lynn has them now.
Like Lynn, I can't imagine what more you've been through, but we'll figure this out.
All right, and you guys can start heading to Trollskull. And it is still raining.
As it should be.
Appropriate.
So Drav will take off the cloak part of his curtain jacket and hold it over Lynn's head if she wants it, as a way of protecting her from the rain. Not that she needs it, but she's been through a lot. Drav doesn't know what to do. So he offers, like, you want the big, it'll keep you dry. It's good.
I don't know if Lynn would notice. I think I'm in like a...
In a daze, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would just probably put it on her shoulder and just keep walking. Basically, so Drav really desperately wants to talk to Lynn about what she experienced and what happened, but knows he can't. So he's looking over at Dan, who's probably walking next to him, and I don't know, making small talk, but like really like. So, you know, the brothel thing, is that like an ongoing job? You gonna go back there and play music and is that what we're doing now?
No. It was just like a one night thing. So we were like trying.
They always say it's a one night thing.
It's what I've said numerous times. Yeah. So Dan would almost certainly engage in the banter back and forth, similar to that for a while. Just kind of like haphazardly trying to cut bad jokes because doesn't know what else to do with this stuff.
Yeah, nor does Drav.
Yeah.
Nor does Drav.
And he's also spending a fair bit of time trying to like figure out if that really would be an illithid in this town, why would it be here, and just like racking his brain.
Well, we know we have a lot of questions to ask the guard when we can about what they encountered, where it went, or what they know about it. Yeah.
You guys make your way back to Troll Skull Alley and the similarly named Troll Skull Manor.
Yep.
On brand.
Is there anybody working on the house today?
Yeah, well, which way are you going in? You going upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you when you get in, you hear quite a commotion. There's a bunch of people here. You see new wall studs going up for the new room that's going to be built. Some other walls have been just taken down to the frame. Just a bunch of people working here today. They mostly finished on the roof, which is good right before the rain started. But now everyone's doing all the interior work.
I would scream at the... Yeah, well, yeah, is Treadworth around?
Let's see. Make a perception check.
At disadvantage.
So bad. 15.
1.
Yeah, Dan was able to find Treadworth.
We're like, hey, Treadworth, we're having a bit of a rough day. Is there any chance that we could
And he's like,
work?
good, you're here. There's something I need to show you.
Okay.
Like, come with me, and he like walks back downstairs.
Alright, so I'd follow him, be like, alright, so what is it, Treadworth?
And he's talking as he goes back around into the bar. He's like, the guys found something when they were trying to hook up your plumbing. It's down in the basement. The arrangement here doesn't match the plans we have on file for the structure. It's like, just come on, it's easier to show you.
Okay.
And he like.
So, I think Lynn would have just like zombied up into her turret.
Okay.
Before you zombied up to your turn, I would have handed you Sleet and said, no matter what, we don't separate again. If you need to go somewhere, come find us first, please. We'll talk as soon as we can get some rest, okay?
And I'll just kind of like absently nod and like go up there.
And I'll tell Sleet to take care of her.
Yeah, up in the turret there isn't anyone working up there. You can still kind of hear noise quite a bit, but you're at least alone.
I'll just sit with my plants on the floor in the center.
Drive actually probably wouldn't go into Troll Skull Manor, though we arrive back at the place. He's going to keep walking to go to Gus's house and visit his family.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Not sure if he doesn't know as he's walking if he's going to tell them what happened or ask them what happened or just check in, but he just wants to go that direction. Like he's not going to be. He doesn't feel right just chilling right now. He wants to walk, and he's got a lot going on, so he's gonna walk.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute.
I get mugged.
Maybe.
And you hear a voice in your head to say,
I wouldn't just like walk off without saying. I would say, guys, I'm gonna walk towards Gus's house. I think I just need to walk and I just need to go over there.
all right, word of advice, let's tell them together when we can.
Okay. Drac says with an awkward smile.
Then with Lindario going upstairs and Drav walking off.
We've split the party again! Yeah, I'm following Dan.
You're following Dan and Trevor?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll explain like, we found this weird thing in the basement, and he opens the hatch and they goes down the ladder.
Yeah, we'll follow him.
We'll follow.
Yeah, and there's one more worker down there, just kind of like looking at the walls, and I think I still have the map. It's the outline map. Where's the basement? Yeah. You come down to the basement, and he comes over to this wall over here, and he's like, this is supposed to be the back wall, and right behind it there should be the one of the water lines that we need to hook up, but then he just knocks on the wall, and it's this because there used to be like a shelf here that's been moved aside. He knocks on the wall, and there's this hollow noise, and it's like this isn't the back of the room. There's something else behind this, and it's there's nothing else on any of the plans. So we're not really sure what to do because this doesn't match up anything that we have.
I'll tell you what, Treadworth. We've had a really bad day. How about we put a pin in this? We come back tomorrow, take everybody away. We'll pay for the extra day if we have to. But for now, we'll get some rest. And we'll take a look at this as soon as we can get a little rest. And see what we can figure out for you.
And like he's like all excited to like get this project done. So you're like coming at him like, what are we? Why aren't we taking care of this?
Because we got to take a little bit of a break because we're missing a person. We're an adventuring party who's down one. We just need a day. Just a day, quiet, in the house, so we can think for just a little bit. If it costs a little extra, that's okay right now. Okay?
Make a persuasion check.
At disadvantage.
At least persuasion is something that I'm good at. +5.
So it will be a 6.
Yeah. No, it'll be a 17.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
So he kind of looks a little confused. Looks a little sad, like disappointed, and it's like well, it's like okay, we're not pushing back opening night though. We're gonna push through this tomorrow. So find your missing adventurer, and we're gonna get back to work.
Well, so Treadworth, you just need to figure out what's going on with this hollow sounding wall.
Like what do we want to do with it? I mean, we could try to tear down the wall, but if we don't know what's under here, we don't know what the load-bearing structures are. That could throw off our entire architect of the whole rest of the project. If we don't know what the foundation is.
Does it sound like it's wood?
As we about to say, turn it into a door if you could.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll say fine. Kick the.
You're cutting out.
I'm going to. If it sounds like wood, I'm going to say fine. You guys can continue work down here, and I'm going to kick the fucking wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a strength attack.
So
the whole building comes crashing down.
It's an 18 and a 19, so that makes it a 19.
19.
No, 20, 21.
Okay, yeah, you kick into it, and it a bunch cracks, and like you kick it in pretty good. So you've done some damage to the wall.
I'd kick it again.
Okay.
That would be a.
I think you
Did I
cut
cut out again?
Yeah, I think you cut out again.
17.
17. Make a strength saving throw.
Sure.
At disadvantage? Or at
Also,
saving throws aren't at disadvantage.
Oh,
Okay,
then
good.
it's a 22.
22.
Nice.
Yeah, so you think you have a good solid impact again, but something you impacted before you even got to the wall. Like there was some kind of force stopping you, and you get pushed back a little bit. You made your save so you didn't take any damage from it. It didn't hurt you to hit this, whatever this was, but something prevented you from kicking the wall in.
The ghost.
Great.
Found him. Casper, his hiding spot.
I'll cast Fairy Fire in the basement.
Okay.
It's now a rave.
So you have a specific target, or describe what you are eliminating?
The area around whatever he just failed to hit.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see like an outline of anything like you were kind of hoping for.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube. So.
Yeah, so all the people in here kind of have like a glow to them, and at that point you all you all hear, "That's so cool! I knew this place was haunted. Look at this!" And you see a tiefling boy among you in the basement.
Was he not there before? So he was not there before.
He was not there when you came in.
The squiddly.
Yeah, and you see another human boy coming down the ladder now. Like, I want to see.
Jesus. Come on. Oh, pulling the heartstrings. Hey, little ones.
So they think your magic is the ghost.
Great.
So they're like looking in this illuminated like black light outline everyone has around them.
It's okay. The children will get mind flayed next.
Oh, awesome.
They'll get ripped apart by goblins.
Oh.
Yep.
And then you can see it over and over
And over and over
And
again.
over again.
Hey, little ones. How are things?
Like, yeah, they're super enthralled by the fairy fire. Like, this is so cool. You guys live here?
Yep. I'm doing my best to play winter, y'all.
And so yeah, the Treadworth is just like, what's going on? And the other worker guy is similarly like confused about the fairy fire and whatever this is. So they're
I'll just drop it, and it'll go. I mean, it's concentration, so I can drop it whenever I want.
Sure.
Yeah, if there's nothing within 20 feet that gets illuminated when I can, just drop it.
Okay. And yeah, the boy's like, was that the ghost? What's his name?
We were just checking because I'm trying to find out what's going on, and I found something with my foot that we couldn't see. I'm gonna reach out with my hand to see if I can feel anything, or if my hand's able to come into contact again.
Yeah, no, you go and touch the wall, and it's nothing abnormal.
Cool. Hey, yeah, Treadworth, we're gonna put a pin in this. Let's go ahead and call it a day today, please.
Okay. And yeah, he's a little confused by what happened. He's a little confused by the children, and he's a little disappointed to halt the project. But he can kind of tell you guys are fatigued and not in a good mood right now.
And I will hang back to be one of the last people to go up, if not the last person.
Okay. And yeah, it takes a little bit of persuading to get the children to go upstairs, and Nat is up in the upstairs in the first floor.
Yep.
But yeah, you can get everyone else out.
And once everyone else is out, I'm going to be stepped kind of through that little kind of hallway section almost.
Like back here?
Yep, like right there, exactly. And then out of maybe, I guess, just sheer frustration, I'm going to I can't twin spell it, so instead I will cast Shatter twice. Well, I'll start with once at the spot of the wall that he was punching to try and blow the rest of it away.
Okay.
So it's interesting. Alright, so non-magical object that isn't worth being carried takes the damage in the spell's area. So it is 3d8. So that is 10 damage.
10 damage on the wall. Describe the spell as it rips open a hole in the wall.
Gotcha. So, the spell's description says a sudden, painfully intense erupts from a point of your choice within range. So essentially, Dan just turns back at the wall, slams his hand towards it, and you just hear this kind of like thunderous crack inside the wall, because it's like right at the point that he was punching is where I center it. And it will attempt to literally shatter the wood around that point.
Yeah, I'll say you blow open a good 4-foot hole in the wall.
Nice.
And yeah, everyone upstairs, you guys all just got up the ladder, and the kids are.
I go right back down hearing that. I look at the kids and I say, "Stay here. Be right back." And I go right back downstairs.
They're like, "We want to see the ghost."
We will bring. If there's a ghost, we'll let you know.
Make a persuasion check.
They be monsters, and I be it. Persuasion with disadvantage would put me at 14.
Okay. So you think you've told them to stay.
Great.
And you come back down. You see Dan, you see the hole.
And
going down. Dan, buddy, you okay?
Feeling a little bit better now. I don't punch things really. Mine are a little bit louder sometimes.
Good to know.
But there's a hole in the wall now. It's a little more effective than punching too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I understand feeling a little bit better. I'm gonna go up and take a look at the hole in the wall. Do I see anything through it?
It's pretty dark in there, but you can see the room seems to continue back in another 5-10
Dude,
feet.
throw one of your lights in there.
Yeah, I'll dancing lights and then just kind of move the 3 lights in through the hole and try and illuminate the room on the other side.
Yeah, you see it's about another 10 feet deep beyond there. It's pretty dirty. There's not a lot in there. It's kind of empty with there's some shelves around the sides, like the rest of the basement. And make a perception check.
Both?
Yeah, go ahead.
16.
11.
When you see kind of off in the corner, there's kind of like a pile of debris.
I'll move some lights over it to illuminate the pile.
Okay, you get closer, you see it is mostly like old rags and some bones.
Awesome.
All right.
And they're kind of just like in a pile in the corner.
Looking at it. Well, if Treadworth wanted work to do today, he could try and get this fella a proper burial and maybe try and figure out who he is. That's some work he can do today.
Do you think if you not physically hit this wall again, that you... If not, I can get in there.
Your audio cut out, but I assume you wanted to make it a bigger hole.
Yeah, if not, I can get in there. Actually...
You've got construction crew.
That's fine.
Outside.
That's fine. Fuck it. I'm playing in winter. Hey, Dan, step back just a little bit. Get like about 6+ feet away from me. Make sure, and there's nobody else around me at that point. Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and face step into it.
Okay. Yep, you get back in this room.
Sweet. I'll just call out anything that I see. I'll take a look at the bones and clothes.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. That would be a 14 at disadvantage.
Okay, also make a medicine check.
Both of them are 14s, so that makes it a 13.
Okay. With that, you can discern that with the bones here, it's not. It seems to be a humanoid bones. It's not. There's not a complete body here, but there are certain like duplicates of certain kinds of bones. So you think this is possibly like parts of multiple people, and based on the size, they seem to have been children.
Mother.
Even better.
Jesus.
Okay. I would hold on to that information until I can tell Dan that when there's no kids around.
Yeah, at this point, with the sounds of the exploding, like Treadworth is coming back down now to check what's going on. Is everything okay down here? He sees the whole.
I call from inside. We opened it up a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to get my team in here to see what the structure is?
Before that, you
might want to go get a priest.
And possibly, I guess.
Like I'm a priest. What? How can I help?
We've got.
Are the kids still upstairs?
Make a perception check. Dan can't do.
Also 13.
Yeah, Dan, you see they haven't come down yet, but they are hovering right over the hatch, like looking down.
I would mention for Treadworth to come closer so I could whisper to him that I think there's some dismembered children's bodies in here.
And yeah, his face just kind of sinks and like taking in that information as. Okay, we can get the city watch we can report it, and we can see what we can do to get rid of this in the appropriate way.
And I kind of look over her shoulder at the top of the stairs and say, just make sure that.
Okay, we can be discreet. You might want to just remove them from the premises, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, I need to get out of here first. I'm stuck in a little 4-foot open.
Yeah. And he can like reach in a hand to help pull you through.
Okay, cool.
I mean, 4 feet is fair size to get through.
Yeah. Dan would look at the kids who are up top, who are clearly probably like looking down over the thing. He'd be like, "Kids, man, thank you for coming by today, but it's not necessarily safe right now. We're trying to work out ghost things. If we can get the ghost to behave, we'll introduce you to him next time. But gonna have to ask you guys to give us some space for a little bit. I don't want you getting hurt."
And Jenks is like, "I'm not afraid of a ghost. I know magic." And he waves his wooden wand around.
Sure. What was the girl's name?
Nat.
The older one?
Nat.
Nat. I'll be like, "Hey, excuse me, Nat. Nat."
And make a perception check.
Yeah, this is where you remember that she is deaf.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you're making a perception check because she can't.
Because she can't hear me. So the mature one is deaf and can't hear me, and the other two.
Yeah, but she's constantly trying to like get the others' attention and like sign to them and try to figure out what's going on.
I'll climb back out.
Okay.
And then find Nat.
And I'm assuming Treadworth and Nightbreeze are right behind.
Yeah.
And I'll like look at the kids, be like, can one of you let Nat know that we've got some things going on. This may not be the safest place today because we're still trying to work on some things.
And I've got an idea. Can you guys tell me how much you got for that green gem that I gave you the other day?
Is that the green gem you got from Blue Alley?
I had 3 green agate gems. Right now I only have 2. I didn't take notes on where I got those ones from, unfortunately.
I can look up what an agate is worth. They probably.
Oh yeah, the one from the alley is a jasper.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take me a moment. I'll find a.
Okay, well,
price.
my
they
idea would
get
be
a completely fair price for it, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay, so I would say I need you guys to do something out, and I would pull out the 2 green agate gems and the jasper stone, and say, why don't you guys go sell these? Use some of the money to get yourself some clothes and a good meal, and then come back tomorrow and you guys get to keep half of what is left after you get clothes and food, and I will take the other half.
Okay. The agate, they probably got about 8 gold for it.
That's fine.
That was really good for them.
Yeah.
The jasper, you think, is worth more than that.
That's okay. I'm willing to part with it to spare the kids from anything that we have found.
Okay, so you're asking them to like go and basically cash those in and then get food and then return the change.
Get food and clothes and come back tomorrow. And then I will take half of the change and they.
Okay. So yeah, they will take that and they'll thank you. Nat makes sure they say thank you, and then they run off.
And I would ask them really quick, even though I'm exhausted. How can I say you're welcome to Nat? Can one of you guys show me?
Yeah, they'll take a couple minutes, and you can figure that out.
And I would say you're welcome to her in their version of sign language.
Yep, and she smiles like this is an adult who like took the time to learn how to communicate with her, and that doesn't happen very often, other than to like yell at them to get away.
How old is she?
She thinks she's probably like 10 or 11.
You gotta fuck with me like that, don't you? All right, cool. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, and they run off.
All right, Treadworth, you do what you got to do. We need to get some rest upstairs. Lindariel needs to be left alone. If Dravrax gets back, have you met him? He's our Dragonborn.
Has he met him? I don't think so.
I would give a brief description. Say he's definitely allowed in the house. You're actually building him a room, so you can kind of show him that space.
Yeah.
But we need to get some rest. We need to compose ourselves. We got a lot on our plate right now. It has not been a good 24 hours.
Yeah. Understood.
And then we'll stay out of your way the best that we can to let you guys get.
Okay. And he goes upstairs and talks to some of his team and calls them out, and they all go.
Sweet. And we sleep.
Yes.
Well, Dandriel, when you go upstairs...
oh, no.
You find they've been doing just a bunch of work. So they've taken most of your stuff out of your room. Like, you didn't have a lot in there. You had like a bedroll and probably just a couple of little things. They've temporarily moved it into the study on the floor below.
Gotcha.
And you see that they've got like tools and other stuff laid out in your room right now.
Well, the study is where I will sleep.
Okay.
I would stop by Lynn's door and knock.
Okay. Lynn, I'll say you can decide if you hear that or you want to willfully not hear it.
Well, I'm up in my turret, so if he's knocking the door to my room and then through the turret, I don't know.
Yeah, and you've been trying to ignore construction noises since you got here.
Yeah,
so.
I probably honestly just like wouldn't. It would be too muffled, and I'm not really like in tune to hear, so it would not intentionally be ignoring, but I probably wouldn't hear.
Yeah, probably after about 30 seconds, like try to crack the door open. If not, I just call really loud to let her know, hey, Lynn, we sent the construction guys away. Dan and I are going to get some rest. Please let us know if you need to talk or anything like that. I only need like 4 hours and then I'm good. So we're here, but we'll figure this out. And it's important to remember that guilt is perhaps the most painful companion when it comes to death. And then I'd go to my room and go to sleep.
Okay. So you guys are taking a long rest?
Probably.
Disadvantage is rough. I roll high, but disadvantage.
Yeah. Try playing as a drow in the sunlight.
Yeah.
So Dan, you're sleeping in the library.
Yep.
And you have a pretty good sleep for a while, but then you start to have a dream. And you kind of look around. You're in this library, and you hear a voice of this older woman. It says, "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" roared the troll. And the woman is talking to a crowd of restless, awing children. Like, "Why, I'm off to eat the sweet green grass," the little Billy Goat Gruff said. "No, you're not," roars the troll. "Because I'm going to gobble you up." And you just hear this eruption of children's shouts of surprise as the woman snatches one of the young children. And she's like laughing and cackling. And that's when you wake up.
It's a Kinderfresher.
And when you wake up, make a perception check.
Has it been enough that the exhaustion's
Yeah, I'll
gone?
say you got a full long rest. This is when you wake up.
All right. 17.
17. You see one of the old books that was on the shelf. It's fell on the floor.
Go and pick it up and take a look at it.
Yeah, it's a book called 100 Tales of Fae, and it's opened up onto a story called The Three Billy Goats Gruff.
I know that story.
Yep.
I'm going to pick up the book, close it.
Well, when you pick up the book,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, like you feel a wind come through, and like your window isn't open. You haven't really noticed much of a draft here, but just this wind flies past at you, and it flips through a bunch of the pages, and the book flips to basically the first page, and you see there's some handwriting written on it, and it says, "Children, know that Mama Lavender will always love you."
Children
Wait,
know that Mama loves you.
It's like addressed to children. Know that Mama Lavender will always love you, and it's signed Lavender Greybrow.
I will, in that moment, be like, hello? Oh, is it a ghost? Is it Miss Lavender Greybrow? Are you here?
And you don't get a response.
No response. Alright. I will, rather than put the book back on the shelf like he was going to do, he's going to take the book with him. And then, like, go down for, I guess, what time is this? Probably evening now?
Yeah, it's like evening. So it's since it's been raining all day, it's like darker earlier than it normally would be. So it seems like dusk time.
Kind of go down to the breakfast area. Be having, like, breakfast for dinner.
Are you going down like to the first floor of the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Night Breeze and Linda. Night Breeze, you also get a long rest.
All right.
And Lynn, you didn't really need a rest, but I assume you wanted to.
Probably.
So what are you guys doing?
Alright, so did you guys come down as well? Or are you
Probably the same thing. I would check on Lynn. Hear anything? Just say, hey, I'm going downstairs to see if I can find some.
I'd probably stay up in my turret.
So when Night Breeze gets down downstairs, like as soon as Dan sees him, he'd be like, hey Breeze.
Hey, what's up, man?
So couple things. One, I had a weird dream about a lady telling stories to kids, and then this book was off the shelf, and then got this really creepy wind. It's got a name in it. blowing pages around, and I'll like show him the name on the inside of the book. Like, so that's the weirdness for the house that we live in, that we found children's skeletons in. And then the other thing is, I think I might have an idea for what Lynn describes as getting Gus.
What's that?
It's a thing that I heard about quite a bit when, like when I was traveling down in the Underdark, and people would say, like, whatever you do, like, don't run into one of these. It was because you guys described a thing that had like tentacle face before.
Yeah.
Tentacle face plus eating brains. It's illithits.
Would I have ever even heard of them?
Make a history check.
Sure. Not a disadvantage. Ugh. That would be a straight roll, so a 13.
13. You may have heard of stories of them, but from where you come from and what you've been doing, they've never actually like been a threat. So you might not have even. You might have wondered if they're even real, if they're like a fairy tale.
Ah.
So I think you've heard the name before, but.
So is this just another like kid's tale, or you actually know of these things? Because I know kind of. I've heard of them before.
Well, I mean, I've never run into one, which is one of the reasons I'm still alive. But they're real. They live in the Underdark, and they do things all the time. I mean, they're slavers, and they're terrible thing. Now, I don't know why we'd be here. That doesn't make any sense at all. But I'm thinking we should... I think Lynn might be right. Like, we're a little bit over heads. We might want to be looking for help. I think we could tell, at least Mert, from the Harpers, they're always looking for information, and they're helpful usually.
I wonder how this ties in with the baby beholder that we found earlier.
Well, that's another aberration kind of thing. So, these are more Underdark things. So it seems like every time we get near the Xanathar, there's things from the Underdark that are not supposed to be here.
I'll have both of you go ahead and make a perception check. Just while you're hanging out, having breakfast at dusk.
17.
7.
Nightbreeze, you look up. You notice up on the window, there's another message written in the dust, like you saw once before.
I erase it. No, I'm kidding.
Well, this one says, "I tried to protect you."
Huh. So, hey Dan, did you see that on the window?
See what?
He points it out, and since it is darker outside, there's not as much contrast, but you once he points it out, you can kind of see that it's written there.
What do you think you guys were trying? Hold on. Do you think that was a thing when you couldn't get through the wall?
It could be.
With
the last day we have, nothing's too far of a stretch. As far as I'm concerned, this could also be God.
It's true.
Well, we can pause there. Let's jump back to Driver X. Back up.
Yeah.
Hey, friends.
Since we're already on.
I stepped away. I was doing some vegetable derby testing. I was called away for some testing, which was awesome. Cars ran. It's all good. I'd never done vegetable derby before. I didn't know it was a thing, but it's a thing.
Vegetable derby's a thing?
It's a thing. You have to use a fruit and a vegetable to make a car. And my boy did, and we tested it. It was fun.
Awesome.
Well done.
But I'm back. So I missed all of what happened except towards the end of the discussion. I won't take time to rehash it.
That's
Last
fine.
I heard, Drav was walking towards Gus's.
What's Drav doing?
He's just walking in the rain to Gus's house, depressed of life, not sure what he's going to say or do when he gets there. So I was not aware of the discussions and stuff happening in the basement with kicking in the wall and the ghost thing. That part I missed. I'm just walking. Yep, just walking. When I get there, my intent is just to see, is sort of be a weird creep and just kind of stand across the street looking at the house to see if there are lots of people coming and going, to see if they look like they're mourning, if they've gotten the news, potentially if there's, city guard there that, or standing guard, that sort of thing. That's what Drav's doing.
Make a
really no other. Sure. I rolled a 16, and my perception is 2, so 18.
Okay. Much like you've seen here before, there are some guards posted at basically the entrances. It seems like there's the guards in the Talmost colors on I think it's blue and gray, and you also see some city guard are here as well. And if you're kind of like watching for a bit, you see some of the city watch kind of come and go a little bit. So
gotcha.
It seems like there's some kind of questioning or something going on.
Okay. Well, not knowing any better, seeing that as just a reference point, Drav's going to go to the door, or try to go to the door, to talk with their family. Okay.
Yeah. The guards there will stop you at the gate. It's like, what's your business?
And I'll say hi. I've been friends with Gus, and I just we're in like a group, Gus and I, and I just wanted to come and talk to the family. I feel really badly. I feel badly. Well, I know that. Drav does know that. He feels bad. I feel really bad, and just wanted to give my condolences to the family. That's all.
That's appreciated. House Talmost has requested not to receive any guests at this time.
Okay.
But they are making arrangements, and I'm sure they will. If you were friends with Gus, they will let you know.
Okay. Thank you. That's all Gus wanted to do. So he turns around and probably takes a long way back to the Trollskull Manor.
Okay. By the time you get back, the place is kind of cleared out. And you assume that Dan and Nightbreeze at least are asleep.
Okay. So, I don't know. Aside from like when we first got the manor, and I stayed back and wrote little notes to my friends, I don't know how much time I have actually spent in the manor. I don't think a lot. I don't think there's been much time.
Yeah,
I've been
not a whole lot.
I've been elsewhere. I guess it hasn't been that many days.
Yeah.
It's your home away from the velvety pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, the group has spent the night here a few times by now. I think you were basically here for like most of an afternoon, like looking around, starting to do some of the first cleanup. And since then, I don't know if you've been back much. And yeah, you can see that there are some repairs have started. Some new construction is here. The group has told you about some of the renovations, and they were trying to add a new room and what they were doing. So you see that's in progress.
Well, in that case, if I'm assuming that my friends are all resting, relaxing, just seeking time alone, Drav probably wants that, but also probably wants to find Dan if he's out and about to talk with him about his experiences as of late. He needs somebody to debrief with about like the tome and the weird stuff. And Drav is starting to feel pretty guilty about what's happening to the folks around him, because he doesn't typically like group up with people, and he grouped up with all his friends, and now one of them had their brain sucked out, and another one's been, battened down. So whether or not it's related, Drav can't shake the feeling that he's responsible for this, like because he's a part of this group, that he's brought some sort of curse to them as well, and is probably just seeking conversation to calm that thought, or at least just share it so it's not
So we can retcon a little bit from when you were away and say that you joined them downstairs in the bar when they were talking.
Oh, okay. Then I did.
So yeah, Dan talks about a weird dream that he had, and he explains the concept of an illithid that he heard about. And then you all notice there's this writing on the window that said, "I tried to protect you." And that's where we ended there. So 3 of you are hanging out.
And we would probably catch you up as to what we found in the basement.
Yeah.
Which was?
Dismembered partial skeletons.
Of children?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, this is a dark episode.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, this is typically like an uplifting hero story, but this is very much This is Empire Strikes Back, right? This is the downward.
I mean, I have tons of like fluffy, lighthearted scenes like in the queue, and you guys just didn't go there, and I went this way.
So you're saying it's our fault?
Always.
Well, some of it's the dice. So actually, last week I had Josh roll a d20, and he just told me he rolled a 2, and I was like, okay, and I wrote that down, and so that may have triggered some things the last time Josh was in Troll's Call.
Nice.
So you can blame Josh.
No, it's fine. I mean, you need these dark episodes in order to really appreciate a hero victory.
You got to bring it down so that when you bring it back up, it means so much more.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just slap you with everything all at once.
Yeah. So I would say that hey, it's been some time. I want to go up and see if Lynn wants to come down.
Maybe you should just bring us some breakfast up. I mean, I know it's dinner time, but we're eating breakfast because we just woke up.
Yeah, I'll get her some food. We'll take some food up
before you go. Since she's not here, and I don't want to burden her with this. I can't shake the feeling, guys, my favorite friends, that I'm somehow like tied to or responsible for what's happening. I didn't know you before this, and now we've had just the worst experiences. And I don't know if it's me. I know I myself am cursed, but I feel guilty, and I don't want to burden you with my curse or make you feel cursed.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's just it's bad people. You're not bad people. You're good people. Well, good dragon. You're a good dragon.
Good dragon.
No, it's just we got ourselves kind of worked up into this thing between Zentarum and Xanathar, and we're getting like pulled between various groups in the town, and I guess bad things happen because of that sometimes. It's not you.
I appreciate the kind words.
You got a curse, but it's like, at least from our perspective, I mean, it sounds like a little bit rough on you sometimes, but from our perspective, it's kind of a light-hearted, funny curse. Because it's just like
Trav is not laughing. Nick is laughing. Trav is not laughing at it.
Yeah. It's like, look, I got like a statue, and then it's like, oh, boom, there's a draft, and then every once in a while it's like, poof, there's no draft, but there's a statue, and it's a thing. So like, yeah, no, don't. You didn't bring nothing bad to us. I mean, hopefully we can help you with your curse, and you can help us with, well, our shit luck.
And that's what I wanted to say. Really, is that if I have the opportunity to be help and to make a decision that will help, I will do it. I don't want to be a hindrance. I'm certainly not trying to bring in the darkness if it's on me, but I'm feeling guilty, and I am committed to try to work for the good. That's all. Just had to unload that because I was feeling really crummy. Probably because of all the alcohol that I consumed. All that giant single beer that was like this big really took me down a notch.
And in the middle of that sentence, Dan just gives Trav a giant.
Oh,
he just runs up and is like,
yes. Trav awkwardly like does this, and then he reaches over and grabs Nightbreeze to pull him in too, but probably can't reach him. So
but
Nightbreeze
meanwhile,
has
I'm
the
like
choice.
off to the side trying to figure out how I'm going to make food for Lynn.
I'm like, you just see this giant dragonborn hand, like I can't quite grab you. Come on over here, big buddy. This is just a very awkward scene, but that's what happens. It's great.
Yeah, that's the point. It's supposed to be very. So, Bree's successfully trying to find breakfast here. Well, there's a flailing dapper axe and a like buried into him.
Love it.
Lightly sobbing into each other.
Love it. And then Drav like wiped some tears from his eye and said, Are we gonna tell the City Watch or the guard or the peoples about what we found? We gotta.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Not today, right? But I think sooner.
I think Trebworth was going to do that. He might have done that while we were asleep, but he was going to report that, and he's a priest, so he's going to work on getting proper management of the remains.
Oh, very good.
Yes, one of you make an insight check.
I'll do it and do that. Yep, I let Nightbreeze do the insight check. I did not roll it. I did not.
Dirty 20.
I could have done it. Okay, yeah, no, he did it.
Dirty 20.
So Trebworth said he was going to take that information to the City Watch. You can kind of guess that the City Watch is dealing with the death of a noble right now.
Right.
And some bones that have already been dead for a long time aren't on the top of their priority list.
Yeah, but they're aware.
Yeah.
They'll add it to their list.
Yeah, very cool. That actually reminds me, it's funny because Trav was just there. I would tell them I went to Gus's house. It appears the family knows about Gus. I think we should go, like you suggested, Nightbreeze. I think we should go as a group to offer condolences and to I'm willing to, commit to solving his murder and avenging his death. And I feel like that's the noble thing to do, especially for a noble family. Maybe tomorrow, but I think we should all go. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need help making eggs? I make a mean egg.
Yeah, let's get some food together for Lynn. I'll go get her.
Can I roll for that? Because I want to roll if I can make a good egg.
Roll a cooking check.
Make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check?
You're flipping them.
I'm flipping the eggs. Very good.
It's an over easy egg.
That's the main check for anytime you're using tools, right?
Got it. I rolled a very respectable, I will say. That's with some pluses, but it's respectable.
What'd you roll?
A 17.
17? Yeah.
Oh, that's respectable.
Successfully make some eggs.
Yes.
All right. So, are we going to bring the breakfast up to her?
Yeah.
We're going to ask her to come down. Yeah. Bring it up.
Yeah.
All right. Three of you can go up and go
again. Knock on the door.
Lynn is like.
Are we all standing there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Lynn is playing her mom's lute like a sad, slow, kind of just plucking. It's not really a thing, but it's just it's sad sounding and just whatever. But I'm still in the turret, so you'd have to go through my room and come up.
I'm just imagining Nightbreeze opening the door, not sure where she is, so he's got this handful of shoulders of dragon head, and over the other shoulder is my drow face, and we're just
All right, we go to the base of your ladder. Call up. Hey Len, we've got some food for you.
It's organic. Range-free eggs.
Non-GMO.
Non-GMO.
You'll hear a soft okay,
you should eat something.
On a scale of 1 to 20, these are a 17. Just to say that. they're pretty good. I gotta say, Lynn, they're good eggs.
So, Lynn, are you coming down, or are you inviting them up?
I'll invite them in. They can come in.
We gotta climb a ladder with a tray full of food, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're carrying it, so you get the extra challenge.
Make the dexterity check.
Don't drop my eggs!
And then
Don't count my eggs.
And then 4 of us are going to be crammed into like a 7-foot circle. That's right.
All right, here we go.
Well,
At disadvantage?
You said dexterity?
Yeah.
oh no. We long rested.
Oh, you did the rest. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Dexterity. It is only a 23.
Jeez.
So you,
Those are better than the. You protected the eggs better than they deserve. I will say.
you make it up the ladder with the tray, no problem.
Yeah, they really only deserved about a 17.
Like I'm balancing
About
the
a
tray in my
17.
head.
You
I'm
had
like,
to gauge it.
You
You balancing it on your head? I love it. I love it.
make your way into the smallest room of the manor.
Sometimes you just
Maybe
need
it's
to be,
not this. Well, if you don't count the water closet.
or that room where the bodies are in the basement.
No,
No, that's bigger.
That's a bigger room.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man. Yikes.
We just earned a whole bunch of square footage by knocking.
You did. It's-
We've gone up in property value already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would call it a push. Like, yeah, we got more space, but we got the bodies. I mean, win some, you lose some.
And I got to use the 2nd level spell to break a wall.
Yeah.
Baller. So,
So,
when we get
That's
into Lynn's
the
room,
privilege of
Drav
owning your own property.
yeah, that's true. Drav would ask Lynn to continue to play the loop if she wanted to, because I'm sure we heard it at the bottom of the stairs. But you can continue playing. It sounded really good, Lynn. Better than 17 out of 20. I'm just saying.
So I'll like keep kind of like plucking away, and I'll look Nightbreeze in the eye and say, "He made me watch it over and over and over and over."
Well, fuck.
If she's playing anything that's like semi-coherent as music, Dan would take his wand of conducting and just kind of try and make quiet little orchestral music to go with it.
It's the flute section. How are you doing?
I honestly don't know.
Well, you know what? Gus would kick its butt, is what Drive says.
You're right. He would. So it's what did you, besides, tell us everything that you want to tell us.
It spoke to me, and it knew me, and it knew us, and he wanted that stone for the Xanathar. He thinks that we're working with the Zentarum. And then he did something and made me relive something I wouldn't ever want to again, over and over. And then I came to Gus, and then he got Gus, and I just tried to run with him.
Lynn, I'm sure you did everything that you could. And you and I talked, just as out of character, you and I talked about what you had been through, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I directed it at you, because you
right.
know what I'm talking about when I say.
Right. And for now, in this moment, I know some of what you are feeling. And I think we find ourselves at a crossroads. While you are dealing with these memories, you need to let the past stay behind you now. And you need to learn from it and prepare for what we have ahead. Knowing what I know and knowing what I've been through, it's important to remember that, Gus was there, and he was incredibly brave and trying to make sure that things were okay. He had a very weird way about him, and I think that's part of why, in part, we all liked him. But for now, we need to hold fast to the idea that we need to hold his memory for now and move forward with what we can do in his memory. And in part, hopefully we'll find some peace, not just in losing him, but in what you've been through as well.
I'm just scared if this is something we're up against. I don't think I can make it out alive a second time.
If we stick together with resolve, you won't have to worry about the second time. You've made it through once, and that's already taken you further than anything you've gone through. Having to relive that, again, out of character, did I share anything about my past with you? It's been 22 episodes, folks.
You did.
You did
Okay.
just mention the main thing.
The main thing, okay.
Yeah, but you didn't go into any other details?
If Lynn, you know why I'm here today. And if I was forced to relive that, it would make me feel things dark. When I do think about that moment for me, I would slit the wrist on the hands of the clock to make that moment freeze, to stop it from happening ever again. But I can't. Losing who we have lost now means that I will be here to make sure we get through this together. And I'd look at everyone, all of us. You're not alone. You may have felt it, but you're not. Now eat some eggs, please.
They've gone down to about a 60.
It's starting to get cold. Little MSG will brighten them right back up, though.
Yeah, she'll eat.
And I will say that, since I'm using some liberty here, Lynn, as we were talking, you noticed that my eyes have gone like slate gray. Where normally they're much brighter. There's obviously a different tone about me as a season.
Okay.
We should have gone into that. Did your skin color change with it too?
Yes, my skin has also taken on a $10. It's not nearly as suntanned or whatever as it may be. My hair has gone a little whiter. My eyes have gone gray. I look incredible, like the embodiment of depression is what I look like.
Yeah, so maybe Dandriel and Driverex, you maybe didn't notice it right away because you were hanging out in the bar area, and it is just kind of dark and gloomy in there. So maybe you just didn't pay as much attention to that. But once you came outside and came up here, yeah, you definitely see these changes in Night Breeze. Yeah, guys, sit up here for a while. You probably converse a bit more and just kind of reflect on the day's events, or try not to. And you hear the bang, bang, bang knock on the door. And you hear a voice says, "City Watch, as the Troll Skull Syndicate, open up."
Lynn.
And we can call it there for tonight if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's right at 11. So.
Yeah, right 11.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, it's a tough episode, guys. Bunch of stuff landed all at once.
I was going to pull my favorite quote from.
You are cut out completely.
Of course, I'm cutting out.
You cut out saying that, so I.
Yeah.
No.
But no, I was going to pull out my favorite quote from Tiefling.
You brought
cut out again.
Whatever.
Cut out again on that same phrase. On that same phrase.
From Tiefling something.
Yeah. Anyway.
Favorite quote from.
Nothing. Forget it.
From Nothing, Forget It.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It's over. It's over. The time has passed.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hopefully we can cheer up a bit from here.
Steven promises he has happy things stored off to the side that we triggered yet. So come back for happier moments.
For happy things, please. Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for happy things. Oh, Drav hands his statue to Dan real fast and says, "Uh-oh."
I don't feel so good, mister.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. If you want to come hang out with us on Friday night over on Craniodad's channel, we're playing through Port of the Dragon Queen.
Yep.
And we'll be there. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.